Hello, beautiful people. Hello, mga kawukis. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is a serious video about the history of Iloilo because I noticed in my previous video, parang, you know, hindi siya serious. Okay, so for tonight, I'll be recording the history of Iloilo. So let me again share my screen with you. Okay. So this is from the website iloilocity.org slash or slash history. Okay. So let's begin. Let's dive in. Dive in Iloilo City. Okay. So the city of Iloilo in Filipino, it's lungsod ng Iloilo. In Hiligaynon, it's Ciudad sang Iloilo or Dakbanwa sang Iloilo. It's a major city and highly urbanized city in the Philippines and the capital city of Iloilo. It is the regional center of the Western Visayas as well as the center of the Iloilo-Guimaras metropolitan area. In the 2007 census, Iloilo City had a population of 418,710 with a 1% population annual growth rate. It is bordered by the towns of Oton in the west, Pavia in the north, Liganes in the northeast, and the Iloilo Strait in its eastern and southern coastline. The city was a conglomeration of former towns, which are now the geographical districts composing of Haro, Molo, La Paz, Mandurriao, Villa Arevalo, and Iloilo City proper. The district of Lapuz, a former part of La Paz, was declared a separate district in 2008. The history of Iloilo dates back to the Spanish colonial period, starting out as a small and incoherent grouping of fishermen's hamlets from the Iloilo River by a large swamp, which after 1855 became the second most important port of call in the colony due to transshipment of sugar products from the neighboring Negros Island. It was later given the honorific title of La Muy Noble Ciudad, in English, the most noble city, by the Queen Regent of Spain. Wow. At the turn of the 20th century, Iloilo City was second to the primate city of Manila, with stores along Calle Real selling luxury products from all over the world. An agricultural experimental station established at La Paz in 1888, a School of Arts and Trades which opened in 1891, and a telephone network system operating in 1894. In the coming of the Americans, also in the turn of the 20th century, institutions like CPU, Central Philippine University, as the first Baptist and second private American university in Asia and in the country. Second, Harrow Evangelical Church, which is the first Baptist church in the country. Third, Iloilo Mission Hospital, which is the first Protestant hospital in the country. And fourth, the Convention of Philippine Baptist Churches, which is the oldest Baptist organizational body in the Philippines, were established. Even before the Spanish colonizers came, Iloilo had a flourishing economy. Lore has it that in the 13th century, 10 Bornean datus came to the island of Panay and gave a gold hat called salakot and a long golden necklace as a peace offering and to the Ati natives of the island. Actually, we in San Joaquin is really celebrating this exchange of salakot and the golden necklace. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, then we are no longer celebrating the fiesta during January, okay, every year. So wala na. Wala naman pasungay, unfortunately. Pasungay is where the carabaos are, pasungay. Search it in the internet. I'll continue. It was said that it was also a way of the 10 Bornean datus to barter the flatlands of Panay from the Ati. One datu named Paiburong was given the territory of Irong-Irong. Um, Datu Paiburong is, I think that's the only datu that I remembered. Okay, that's the only name of the datu that I remembered. Um, he is well known for, or he is the one who exchanged, I think, the gold hat or something. Okay. Um, I guess if you know the history of Datu Paiburong, okay, then I think merong mm, uh, interpretative dance dito yung mga taga Sanokin. I think ang mga taga Don Felix Serra National High School, which are the champion, I think, no? Champion ka mo, no? Last last year sa pag-interpret ng dance na to. Okay. Dance ba yun? Or parang reenactment. Yes, that's the right term. I'm so sorry. It's reenactment. It's 12:44 a.m. guys. So my brain is actually not functioning well now. Okay, so let's continue. In the early Spanish colonial period. Okay, so in 1566, as the Spanish conquest of the Philippines was underway and moving north toward Manila, the Spaniards under Miguel Lopez de Legazpi came to Panay and established a settlement in Ogtong. Now it is called Oton. He appointed Gonzalo Ronquillo as deputy encomendero, a position which would later become governor in later years. In 1581, Ronquillo moved the town center approximately 12 kilometers east due to recurrent raids by Moro pirates and Dutch and English privateers, and named the area La Villa de Arevalo in honor of his hometown in Avila, Spain. Okay, I have read, guys, after reading this one, I have read about the Moro pirates, the Dutch, but I haven't read about, or I haven't encountered about the English privateers. Okay, but I think that's why Ilongos, right, has, yes, Ilonggos have a diverse facial features. When you say diverse, iba-iba gid kita yung itsura ya guys, ya promise. Okay? May ara nga area nga puro gwapa, may ara man area nga hindi masyado gwapo gwapa. Right? So, meron sigurong mga areas talaga na in-invade or somewhat, hindi naman invasion. Invasion ba yung proper term dyan? Okay. Meron talagang Dutch, no? Yung mga ilong nila parang mga, aragay. So anyways, so in 1700s, due to ever increasing raids, especially from the Dutch and the Moros, the Spaniards again moved their seat of power some 25 kilometers eastward to the village of Irong-Irong, which had a natural and strategic defense against raids and were at the mouth of the river that snakes through Panay. They built Fort San Pedro to better guard against the raids, which were now the only threat to the Spaniards hold on the islands. Irong-Irong or Ilong-Ilong was shortened to Iloilo, and with its natural port quickly became the capital of the province. Diba? So, here, the sugar boom era and the late Spanish colonial period. I'll read faster, guys, so that this video will not take much of your time. In the late 18th century, the development of large-scale weaving industry started the development of Iloilo surge in trade and economy in Visayas. Sometimes referred to as the textile capital of the Philippines, the products were exported to Manila and other foreign places. Sinamay, piña, and juicy, that's the term, are examples of the products produced by the looms of Iloilo. Because of the rise of textile industry, there was also a rise of the upper middle class. However, the introduction of cheap textile from UK, United Kingdom, and the emergence of the sugar economy, the industry waned in the mid 19th century. Nag-decline, guys. Museo Iloilo is the repository of Iloilo's past. Okay, I have once went to Museo de Iloilo way back 2009 pa yata. Okay, how about you? Have you entered the Museo de Iloilo or wala pa? You should, right? So, try nyo next time kung okay na ang ECQ or something. The waning textile industry was replaced, however, by the opening of Iloilo's port to world market in 1855. Oh, that's why. Because of this, Iloilo's industry and agriculture was put on direct access to foreign markets. But what triggered the economic boom of Iloilo in the 19th century was the development of sugar industry in Iloilo and its neighboring island of Negros. Sa Pasig, guys, no? Okay, in Pasig, right? Meron talaga silang booming industry or booming sugar industry, right? Pasig lang, I think, no? Sa history ba, may ara na mga towns near Pasig na naga-produce man sila sugar? Okay. Tell me in the comment section. Okay. Sige. Basta yung mga Barotac Nuevo, siguro may mga tanuman sila nga mga tubo dati, no? Okay. Sugar during the 19th century was of high demand. Okay? Mahal pa kalamay sa una, guys. High ang demand. Pero subong mahal man ang kalamay. Gyapon. Nicholas Loney, the British vice consul in Iloilo, developed the industry by giving loans, constructing warehouses in the port, and introduced new technologies in sugar farming. The rich families of Iloilo developed large areas of Negros, which later called haciendas, because of the sugar's high demand in the world market. Well known din man niya ang Negros nga may mga haciendas, may mga katubuan, di ba? Damo tubo. Okay? Pero ang Pasi damo man, pero malay mo ang the towns near Pasi, maybe may ara man sila nga katubuan dati, no? Because of the in the past tense, girl, because of the increase in commercial activity, infrastructures, recreational facilities, educational institutions, banks, may bangko na, foreign consulates, commercial firms, and much more sprouted in Iloilo. On October 5, 1889, due to the economic development that was happening in Iloilo, the Queen Regent of Spain raised the status of the town into the royal city or Queen City of the South. And in 1890, the city government was established. Do you know kung sino ang una nga naging governor? 1890? Okay, if you know, then comment down below so that may new knowledge naman ako, di ba? In 1896, the initial reaction of Ilonggos in the outbreak of the revolution in Manila was hesitant. However, the capital city of Iloilo was the first to offer assistance to the Spanish crown in quelling the insurrection, owing allegiance to no other country than Spain before the Philippine independence. Because of this, the Queen's The Queen Regent Maria Cristina honored the city in the name of her son, King Alfonso III, with the title La Muy Noble, in appreciation of the most noble virtue of Ilonggo chivalry. Due to the Spanish blow-by-blow defeat by, at first, the Katipunan and later by the Americans, the Spaniards left Manila and established the last Spanish capital in the Orient in Iloilo City. Sooner, however, through the leadership of General Martin Delgado, the towns of Iloilo got involved in the struggle for independence except for Iloilo City, Molo, and Haro. Ooh, that's why damo guwapa sa Iloilo, guys, kay nagdugay gid ang mga Espanyol. Spanish blood. Okay. Be? Although, kaitsura sa kakilala ko. Sino na yan? On December 25, 1898, the Spanish government surrendered to the Ilonggo revolutionaries in Plaza Alfonso the 13th, or the Plaza Libertad today. And in that place, the Filipinos and Spaniards parted ways as friends. In the name of the last Spanish governor, General Don Diego de los Rios, Brigadier General and Military Provincial Governor Ricardo Monet, together with Lieutenant Colonel Agustin Solis, formally handed over Plaza Alfonso the 13th to the Republic of the Philippines through the person of Filipino General Martin Delgado, who represented President Emilio Aguinaldo in Iloilo. I see. Martin Delgado was named governor of the province afterwards. Oh, siya ang first Filipino, guys, na naging governor ng Iloilo. Diba? The newly found freedom of Ilonggos was short-lived. The American forces arrived in Iloilo in late December 1898. By February 1899, the North Americans started to mobilize for colonizing anew the city and province. Resistance was the reaction of Ilonggos upon the invasions, which lasted up to 1901. Whoa. Okay. The American colonial era and Japanese occupation in 1900s, the Americans reverted the city status into a township again. Yet, because of its continuous commercial activities and because it was an important port of call in the Visayas Mindanao area, it regained the cityhood status on July 16, 1937 through Commonwealth Act of 158. Incorporated as part of Iloilo City were the towns of Molo, Haro, Mandurriao, La Paz, and Villa de Arevalo. In the very early start of American colonial era, Protestant American missionaries came to Iloilo as a backlash against Catholicism in the Philippines. The first Protestants to came was the Presbyterians, and they established the first Protestant and American hospital in country, Iloilo Mission Hospital, and supposedly it came also that Silliman University, the first Protestant and private American university in Asia and the country, was originally a location for its foundation, but due to Catholic opposition, the founder, David S. Hibbard, moved to Dumaguete City where the university is now presently found. Oh, dapat gali ang Silliman, ari sa Iloilo. Oh, along with the Presbyterians, Baptists came and established Central Philippine University, Haro Evangelical Church, and the Convention of Philippine Baptist Churches. Okay. Sometime after its re-establishment, the city adopted a seal with a title given to it by the Queen Regent Maria Cristina, together with another title, Muy Leal. Thus, the city's title became La Muy Leal y Noble Ciudad de Iloilo, which remains inscribed on its seal until the present. However, prosperity did not continue as the sugar's demand was declining. Mm. Labor unrests were happening in the port area that scared the investors away, and the opening of the subport of Pulupandan in Negros Occidental has moved the sugar importation closer to the sugar farms. By 1942, the Japanese invaded Panay, and the economy moved into a standstill. During World War II, Iloilo was controlled by several Japanese battalions. Japan's ultimate goal was to entrench itself deeply into the Philippines so that at the close of the war they could occupy it or they could occupy it just as the Spanish and the Americans had years before. However, when Filipino and American forces liberated Iloilo from Japanese military occupation on March 25, 1945, the remnants of these battalions were held in Haro Plaza as a makeshift detention facility. Post-war period. Yay, last na. By the end of the war, Iloilo's economy, life, and infrastructure were damaged. Storya ni Lolo sa una guys. Grabe gid man ko no. Mga 19 forgotten, mga 1940 something. However, the continuing conflict between the labor unions in the port area, declining sugar economy, and the deteriorating peace and order situation in the countryside, and the exodus of Ilonggos to other cities and islands that offered better opportunities, and businessmen moved to other cities such as Bacolod and Cebu, led to Iloilo's demise in economic importance in southern Philippines. By the 1960s towards 1990s, Iloilo's economy progressed in a moderate pace. The construction of the fish port, international seaport, and other commercial firms that invested in Iloilo marked the movement of the city, making it as the regional center of Western Visayas. Yay! That's it, guys. This is the end of the um story or the history of Iloilo in this website. So if you know another website na parang mas complete siya as compared to this one, then just comment down below so that I can read it again with you. And I hope you learned something from this. You learned something from this video. So thank you guys for watching, and bye for now.